There's a lot of hype surrounding Trevor Lawrence, who is going to be the first overall pick in tomorrow's 2021 NFL Draft. We've been wondering all morning, amongst all the quarterbacks that have been taken first overall, what quarterbacks have lived up to the hype surrounding them? And I think this is a more difficult question to answer than some on the text line are suggesting. One texter said, Andrew Luck lived up to that hype. Did he? And it's not to say he wasn't a good to great quarterback, but it's a guy that I never think was the best quarterback in the game. And maybe I have too elevated an expectation as far as what you would like to get out of extremely hyped quarterbacks that you take number one overall.
I'm going to throw a name out there.
Do it.
I'm even surprised that I'm saying this name. Eli Manning lived up to the number one hype. He got 2 Super Bowl rings.
You guys are trolling.
He's got 2. What else is the number one pick supposed to do, Paul? It's about winning Super Bowls. And as much as I don't like his game, I don't like his personality, the dude won 2 Super Bowls and beat the undefeated Patriots.
Did he? I don't remember that one.
It's such a funny, because you're right, Bump. Ultimately, this question gets answered. You could argue Andrew Luck, and I'll listen to someone saying that, hey, he didn't. But Andrew Luck was characterized as a once-in-a-generation type prospect, and he never got to a Super Bowl and walked away because he was hurt. I don't think that's his fault. I don't think it's – but did he live up to the expectations that were on him? No, he did not. No, he was a once-in-a-generation quarterback that didn't get to a Super Bowl, right?
Right. It's possible for it to be a great pick at first overall, which Luck was, and still not live up to the hype. That's the strange thing about it. And Lawrence is being billed as basically the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck.
And I would say Cam Newton probably answers that question. Like, Cam Newton was the MVP. He went 15-1, and he got to a Super Bowl. Like, that probably fulfills. Without a doubt, Eli Manning is, though. Because when you win a Super Bowl, it's the thing that ends any argument. Like, look, Percy Harvin was the biggest mistake that the Seattle Seahawks have made under Pete Carroll and John Schneider. Trading for him and paying him. Both in what they gave up to get him, the fact that the contract that they gave him helped. It was the biggest mistake. And when I say that, everybody will come back and say, what? He scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. If you win a Super Bowl with the dude, it doesn't matter. Like, it becomes the ultimate. And he won 2 of them.
But he never lived up to the hype.
Of course he did. He won 2 Super Bowls, Paul.
He was on 2 teams that won 2 Super Bowls.
Is there any Giants fan that was like, oh, I sure wish we hadn't chosen Peyton Manning or Eli Manning as the number 1 overall pick in 2004? There's no Giants fan that feels that way. None.
Not when it's all said and done. When it happened, they're probably like, man, what are we doing? But and maybe the first few years after that.
Pout. He's doing his full body pout later on with the throwing his shoulder like he would with that, just looking hangdog. Yeah, they made, but he won 2 Super Bowls.
I don't even know if he was ever a top 5 quarterback, honestly, over the entire course of
his
career.
He won 2 Super Bowls, Paul.
Cool. He was on 2 teams that won Super Bowls.
He won 2 Super Bowls.
But we all know that he wasn't the reason.
He started.
Do we forget, like, the drive that he had? Manningham over the shoulder, the pass.
That was a beautiful
throw. The dude made some plays. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but we're talking about living up to the hype. You draft quarterbacks to win Super Bowls. The guy won 2.
His entire career is based off of 2 plays. It's the throw
in Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And he won them.
Yeah, okay.
He completely lived up to the hype.
No, he did not. The last quarterback taken first overall that lived up to the hype is Peyton Manning, right? Because Peyton Manning is considered one of the all-time greats. Manning had all those expectations on him. He joined a garbage organization. I was actually going back and watching some old clips from Mel Kiper from the 1990s. And Mel Kiper, in one specific draft in the ESPN broadcast of it, basically just calls the Colts what they were in the early 90s. An absolute joke. And he turned the Colts into one of the better franchises in the NFL that we have seen over the last 20 years. And gets them to 2 Super Bowls, wins one of them, sets all sorts of records. I would say as far as quarterbacks taken first overall that have all of these ridiculous expectations on their shoulders, Manning was the closest thing, if not the chosen one in action that you saw taken first overall.
See, now, Tom Brady is the GOAT, right? I had to Google, what do you call like a baby goat? You call it a kid. I don't really like that. A kid. So Tom Brady's the GOAT, and Peyton Manning is definitely the kid. Yeah. GOAT number 2.
You could call him isn't a female goat a nag? I believe
nanny.
that's a nanny. My bad.
Nanny.
It's a nanny.
Dang,
a nanny.
Danny. Gonna have to cancel you for that one.
A nanny. Tom Brady's the GOAT, and Peyton Manning's the nanny.
The nanny. I'm going to put one in here too, and Bump, you brought it up a little bit earlier, and I think Michael Vick, because he was a cultural phenomenon, you have to put him into that conversation because he lived up to the hype from the standpoint of he delivered on all the excitement that I think we were expecting him to bring to the NFL when he was taken first overall out of Virginia Tech by did that trade happen after the pick was made? The Falcons took him, right? It wasn't the Chargers that took. Okay, yes.
That had already been laid out beforehand.
Yeah, Mike Vick changed the game. Mike Vick made it okay for black quarterbacks to not have to wear suits and ties, and we can go out and wear our jerseys and our cornrows and just be us. We didn't have to kind of fit this mold. Now, the other stuff he got into, horrible, don't agree with it. He did his time. Let's move on from that, but it was bad. But you cannot deny the effect he had on the game. He made me want to be a quarterback. I didn't start playing football until Mike Vick started playing, and I saw a black quarterback running around like we do playing backyard football, and I'm like, I want to do that.
Did you ever have a Vick jersey?
No, I haven't. But my son asked for one because he's a lefty for Christmas, and I got it to him. I got it for him. But I had to explain, look, people are going to say stuff to you now, okay? Look, this is what he did, so be prepared for comments and stuff.
Falcons or Eagles Vick jersey?
Oh, Eagles. Sorry, Falcons. Falcons all day. Falcons was the more exciting Vic. Eagles was the smarter Vic.
Yeah. And I would say this. Vic, for me, is in the same category as Andrew Luck, where he probably didn't live up to all of the expectation and hyperbole that accompanied it. But for the quality of player that you got at the pick, you don't go back and revisit that and say, hey, that was a bad selection.